We have made it to a Friday. It's been a long week, and the weekend is almost upon us, and it's looking really good, too. For outdoor activities, lots of sunshine, just a little wind today. Outside of that, benign, quiet, beautiful weather heading our way. It is Friday the 13th. Ooh. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. 59 degrees here in the big city. First time in a long time. The coolest part of the day, which is now, it hasn't been in the 60s or even the 70s. We had a couple of days not long ago where our overnight low was 70 degrees. We don't have to worry about that anymore. It's going to be a very nice weekend, just really nice. A little windy today. Right now the wind is out of the northwest at 15 miles an hour. That's right on borderline between breezy and windy, right in that area. And that's about what we're going to be today and tonight. And then very little wind at all. Temperatures in the lower to mid 80s right through the weekend. Lots of sunshine. Longest days of the years are just pretty much upon us. Sunrise right now is at 5:03 starting today, and for the next 7 days it'll be at 5:03. The summer solstice, of course, the longest day of the year, and the first day of summer is 1 week from today. And of course it's Father's Day weekend. Father's Day in this country is always the third Sunday in June, and it can't come any earlier than the 15th, which is this Sunday. So to all of you fathers out there on Sunday, before I forget, happy birthday. We got sports. The Mariners didn't lose because they didn't play. Guardians are in town. Apple Sox played and won. The Apple Sox have played 4 series so far, all of them league series in the West Coast League, and they've won all of them. They're playing good baseball. They're picking up this year where they left off last year. We'll have talk about that. Port Angeles is in town tonight, by the way, for a 3-game series. We'll be televising tonight's game here on the NCWLIFE channel. Mike McKnight's got an opinion, and Jamie Howell, my guest, because starting tonight and then all day Saturday and most of the day on Sunday, it is back after a significant hiatus. The Leavenworth Bike Fest is this weekend. Bikers from all over, bicyclists from all over the Pacific Northwest and even farther away are going to be congregating at the Bavarian Village to bike for competition and if you're a pro, for money. Jamie will join me in the back half of the program. It is tour time. Here we go. Our PTZ cameras are fired up. We put the quarters in the machine, so they're good to go. Just a beautiful morning, just not a cloud in the sky. Again, it's going to be a very nice, quiet weekend. Temperatures will see a slightly warming trend compared to yesterday. We hit 84 yesterday. We'll be a little bit cooler than that, then we'll be back up to mid 80s anyway by Sunday. So things are looking really nice as well. And today is the only real day of breeze, so it's going to be just about a perfect weekend for outdoor activities because it's going to be sunny and warm, but not hot. There's the Wenatchee Valley. Our second camera, I don't know until we see it. Oh, Omi Garden camera. Haven't used that for a while. Head on up to Omi Garden. It's beautiful up there. We'll be up there next week, as a matter of fact, with Bonnie Orr, the Dirt Diva, our good friend Bonnie Orr. We always talk to Bonnie on solstices and equinoxes, and we like to tape them up at Omi Gardens because it's beautiful up there. That's from our Omi Gardens camera. It's not actually at Omi Gardens. It's fairly close to it. But that's a beautiful view there of the Otobashian Bridge, and basically that's the same elevation as the Wenatchee Heights camera, just pointed the other direction. Just a few high wispy clouds floating over the top of us, and that's about it. Our third camera, I'm glad we used that camera. I haven't used that one for a while. We're off to the Arrondo Rock camera. US 97 and US 2 on the Douglas County side of the river. Lake Aniat is there. You can see a little bit of Rocky Reach Dam, and way off into the distance is the Wenatchee Valley with the snow at the top of Mission Ridge pretty much gone. Just a couple of patches that on the north facing slopes, and that's really about it. And finally our fourth camera. Ooh, I gotta say that's Waterville. Gotta be the Waterville camera. I don't know, but I'm assuming that's Waterville camera. You can see Earthquake Point, the big sandy shale area to the left of your screen. I was playing golf at Desert Canyon about 20 years ago, and there was a slide right there that you see, and it came down, went over the highway, over the railroad tracks, and in to the Columbia River, and we witnessed the whole thing. Again, this was about 20, maybe 25 years ago. It was rather stunning. Anyway, so we're looking down towards the Arrondo area from our Waterville camera. Stunning view there, just gorgeous. You can almost make out the Knaps Hill Tunnel from there. 3 slides to show for you. The 5-day outlook for the weekend for most of the Pacific Northwest. Again, it's, you know, for us, you can't ask for better weather than this. Again, it's going to be a little breezy today, but really That's about it. Everybody will be dry. Temperatures will slightly warm up as we get to Sunday, cool down a little bit on Monday and Tuesday. People are getting a little tired of the wind. Well, it's going to be breezy today and breezy tonight, and that's really about it. It's just going to be sunny and quiet and mild and just gorgeous right into the early part of next week. We usually do this on Tuesdays. We haven't had time. We've been really busy, but here is from the Climate Prediction Center, your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook and your 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. This is the 18th through the 22nd. So this is next Wednesday through next Sunday. As you can see, we're trending likely below normal temperature-wise, which for a lot of people is just fine. That means we're going to be right in that real comfortable wheelhouse. It's not going to be hot. So it's looking like for the 18th through the 22nd, we'll see temperatures likely below normal. Same time period regarding precipitation, likely above normal. But again, above normal is all relative. We don't really get a lot of precipitation unless we get a passing thunderstorm this time of the year. That's usually all it is. And of course, we haven't had any measurable rain in over a month. Been a long time. So the long-term forecast looks like cooler than normal temperatures, above normal precipitation. But again, it's all relative. We have to remind ourselves we're pretty much in the middle of June. From the National Weather Service, after 10 consecutive days of our temps above normal, we're going to do it again today. Right around 78, which is 1 degree above normal for this time of the year. And again, a little breezy, not real windy, but a little breezy today. And tonight it'll be nice and calm and just about gorgeous on Saturday. 80, lots of sunshine, very little wind, light wind on Sunday, 84, 86, 83. No rain at all, no crazy weather, no thunderstorms, nothing like that. It's just going to be quiet and benign. And for a lot of people, just about perfect. Because a lot of people love going to the outdoors in this neck of the woods. And Mother Nature says, for Father's Day weekend, I'm going to give you about as nice as weather as you could possibly ask for. All right, we're going to take a quick break, only 2 minutes, and we'll come back, and we have a lot of news to touch on this Friday, and we'll do that when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. TourMosesLake.com and start your adventure today.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
It's a beautiful morning, a little breezy, 60 degrees. We'll be just about 80 today, or right in that beautiful 80 to 85 degree wheelhouse right into the weekend and into the next part of next week. It's a beautiful stretch of weather, really. It's almost 10 minutes after the hour. For nearly 2 weeks now, Travis Decker has been a fugitive, sought first, of course, for the abduction and then for the murders of his 3 daughters, 5-year-old Olivia, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 9-year-old Peyton. But just 9 months ago, He was in a Chelan County courtroom as a divorced father asking a judge not to limit visitations with his children. The girl's mother, Whitney Decker, was also in court with her lawyer to modify a parenting agreement because Travis was homeless and suffering from mental illness. But there was no suspicion at the time that he might harm the children, who were, of course, found dead June 2nd near a campsite west of Leavenworth. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, obtained audio from the family court hearing. It was back on September 27th. In that recording, Travis Decker discusses his struggles after leaving the military and his wish to spend time with his daughters in the great outdoors.
When I was separated from my original active duty, I came out into the civilian world and tried to figure out a way that I could live as a civilian. I didn't have family, I didn't have friends, I didn't have any support, especially coming to a state where I didn't have anybody to lean on or a couch to go sleep on. So when we initially went through our divorce, I went and put the uniform back on full time so I could support myself and support the family through the first big transition of Dad not being at home anymore. Once I fulfilled my year obligation, I talked with my chain of command and stepped down from full active duty and transitioned into, my contract ended in December of 2023. Starting over is hard, and I'm starting at the bottom, and I've got a long way to go, but I don't think that it should restrict the time that I get to be around my daughters.
We're not trying to take these children away from Mr. Decker. We respect and appreciate the fact that he loves his kids. That's obvious by the fact that he's attending their events. It's just important that they have this consistency in their lives.
Since I have been gone, every time I've had the girls, we have been in campsites in national forests and paid campsites that have campers. We've never done anything that was unsafe or anything I wouldn't want to put myself in. I understand that my current position when I'm by myself isn't ideal, but my daughters aren't a part of that. I only get to see them over the weekends, and camping is something that the four of us have done since the three of them were in diapers. I've never done anything I feel like that puts them in any sort of a risk that most families in the state of Washington, every campsite we've been to in the last month have been almost completely booked out or sold out because everybody's out this time of year. When I stepped away from the National Guard, I was making $86,000 a year, and now I make, I think it's like $38,000 a year. When you start over from zero and you don't have help in a hand to get you through it, it makes it a little more difficult.
One of the things I need to consider when I look at the best interest of the children is stability, and that's not stable. It's not stable having them in different places every time you have them. That's concerning to the court, regardless of whether it's in an RV, whether it's in a tent, whether it's in Airbnb, whether it's at a hotel, a motel. That's not stable, and that's always a concern for the court.
Of course, multiple police agencies, including the United States Marshals Service and the Border Patrol, they've been searching for Travis Decker since the killings of his children. He's charged with 3 counts each of murder and kidnapping for allegedly suffocating the girls to death. Decker is an experienced outdoorsman and is thought to have retreated into the mountains of western Chelan County. If you have any information about the case, visit the United States Marshals website, usmarshals.gov/tips. There is other news this morning. A California felon who spent up to 3 years in Washington will spend up to 3 years in a prison in our state for unlawfully carrying a collection of revolvers in his vehicle. 39-year-old Dalen James Isaacs pled guilty last month in Douglas County Court after a January traffic stop by East Wenatchee police turned up 3 .22 caliber pistols. His pickup truck was searched after a police dog detected a supply of fentanyl and methamphetamine. Prosecutors dropped charges of drug possession in exchange for Isaac's plea. At the time police arrested him, he was in violation of his release conditions in California, where he has previously convicted. We had previous convictions, including burglary and forgery. In 2020, Isaacs was arrested in his hometown of Lompoc, California, for allegedly trying to sell a stolen guitar signed by rock musician Tom Petty. An East Wenatchee man arrested last year with a modified handgun and a 3D printed pistol was sentenced yesterday to 30 months in federal prison. 20-year-old Abraham Aguilar Leon pled guilty in March in U.S. District Court to illegal possession of a machine gun. Aguilar was arrested by sheriff's deputies last July after he allegedly threatened to shoot random passers-by near Riverwalk Park in Chelan. In his backpack, deputies found a .40 caliber handgun with a Glock switch that allowed for fully automatic gunfire, as well as the printed ghost gun. The 30-month sentence is shorter than that was sought by the acting United States Attorney Richard Barker. Richard Barker asked for a 4-year prison term. Aguilar had requested to serve only 2 years. He's been held in the Spokane County Jail since October. Our Valley, Our Future is seeking a leader to head its organization for the first time. The nonprofit guides a community-generated action plan every 5 years while coordinating with groups who work on the region's biggest challenges. The executive director will oversee the nonprofit's day-to-day operations while collaborating with community leaders and leading initiatives. The executive director will report to the nonprofit's board. Steve Maher has served as the organization's coordinator since 2017. In a similar role, he will continue to assist the organization as it begins work on its third action plan. The Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center has secured $5.1 million in state funding for its upcoming renovation project. The museum's expansion plan includes modernizing its 2 historic buildings. One was built in 1919 and the other in the mid-1930s. They want to enhance visitor flow. They want to add new interactive exhibits and more. The funding came from a combination of programs, including a Heritage Capitals Project grant, which supports community history facilities. The Wenatchee City Council voted last night to donate $2 million to that same project. That amount was already reserved in the city budget for this year. Highway crews have begun digging and building embankments for the realignment of McNeil Canyon Road in Douglas County. It's a steep road. It connects Highway 97 up to the Waterville Plateau. The $4.2 million project will reroute a section of McNeil Canyon Road. It's going to widen the shoulders, installing some new guardrails. The road proved so hazardous to big rigs that county commissioners in 2023 began requiring special permits for large load freight drivers to take that road. Well, the route, by the way, is still open to normal traffic for now, but eventually, a little bit later on, it will go to alternating one-way traffic as construction ramps up this summer. By the way, the work should be complete by November. Back in February, you might remember, Wenatchee was the site of protests over the Trump administration's efforts to reduce staffing in the U.S. Forest Service. Nearly 7,500 employees have been cut from the agency, either by being fired outright or pressured to resign ahead of future layoffs, including at least 500 Forest Service employees in the Pacific Northwest. In a Senate Appropriations Committee hearing on Wednesday, Washington Senior Senator Patty Murray grilled the Forest Service's top leader over its readiness to combat wildfires.
So in terms of a mass firing, we did not have a mass firing.
I'm talking about across the board, pushing people out, early retirement,
Right, so
doing all the things.
Right, I just want to clarify. So we did have 2 rounds of that deferred resignation program, and that was about 4,200 people that left voluntarily. And then we had another...
Because they didn't know what was coming.
They didn't know what was coming. I don't disagree with you. And we had another 600 that took voluntary early retirement. So there was no... In terms of there were incentives for people to leave. Now, in terms of we did not know who was going to leave. Obviously, it was a voluntary process. So what we've done is when they did leave, we've been moving people to, we call that lateral movement, and we've been doing that across the agency. And we've moved probably close to 600 or 700 people to fill those critical vacancies. When it comes to the fire piece specifically, we had, I think I mentioned earlier, about 1,400 people that had fire quals that did leave. And we have reached out to those folks to secure their services this fire season to see if they want to come back on a voluntary basis to function on their team.
It just seems really ridiculous that it was done this way, which was my question, actually. Was there an analysis done before this was all done to realize the impacts of these people that you're now trying to find and bring back?
Senator, so we couldn't do the analysis because we didn't know who was going to leave because it was voluntary, right?
Well,
we didn't go handpick who was going to leave.
I want to get on, but I just said the stakes are life and death here, and this is really raises serious alarms about this agency being ready for this critical fire season.
And the Washington State Department of Commerce has just dedicated a $250,000 grant to support entrepreneurs within Okanogan County. The money will help guide and support business owners with workshops and on-site technical assistance. The grant awarded to Okanogan County is only a little bit of the actual $2.6 million in federal community development block grants recently issued by the department. Though the program is currently faced with federal fund reductions, the department says it still anticipates having another $13 million to distribute before the end of the year. And that is the end of the Friday morning newscast, but we still have the news tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, 5, 6, and 10 with the evening news. 6:30 tonight, Apple Sox baseball. The Port Angeles Lefties are in town. Brandon and Eric will have the call for you here. So the news might be a little late at 10 o'clock. Depends on how long the baseball game goes, because baseball doesn't have a clock. So there you go, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, also available right around 5 o'clock on the World Wide Web via our website, our Facebook page, our YouTube page. We have an email address. You should probably have it by now, news@ncwlife.com. That's how you get a hold of us if you have a news tip for us. Mariners didn't lose last night because they didn't play, but they're back home after a pretty rotten road trip. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
The joys of sitting in traffic, burning gas, donating your paycheck to parking enforcement. Or you could join us this June for Ride Transit Month. On Link, you ride for free, anytime, anywhere. Plus, Link's electric buses run on clean local hydropower. Thanks, Columbia River. So while you're saving some cash, you're also saving the planet. So hop on board Link for Ride Transit Month. Stress-free, wallet-friendly, eco-smart.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Just about 24 minutes after the hour, the Mariners and the Cleveland Guardians meet for the first time this season tonight at T-Mobile Park. Both teams are off yesterday. The Mariners, as you know by now, not playing very good baseball. They are 2-8 in their last 10 games. They've been outscored by 21 runs. Seattle is 16-17 at home. Cleveland is 16-17 on the road. Louis Castile will start for the Mariners. Gavin Williams gets the nod for the Guardians. First pitch is set for 7:10 on Root Sports. After that, the Mariners visit the the Red Sox visit the Seattle Mariners starting on Monday. Just two teams in action in the American League West. Pretty quiet day in Major League Baseball. The Astros won again. That's not good. They beat the White Sox 4-3. Rangers crushed the Twins. So right now, the Astros have a 4.5 game lead over the Mariners and the Angels in the American League West, and they have a 5.5 game lead. Houston does over the Texas Rangers. The Wenatchee Apple Sox used a 5-run rally in the 7th inning to pull away from the Kamloops North Paws 11-7, so they win the rubber match of their 3-game series. Wenatchee has won all 4 of their series so far. Jake Sanko, he went 2 for 2 on the night. He had 3 RBIs, a couple of hits, scored a couple of runs. Jack Barker, he went 2 for 2. He had a couple of RBIs. He had a couple of hits. He scored a couple of runs. And Gunnar Penscover, he earned the win. He tossed 3 2/3 innings of relief, gave up just 5 hits and 2 runs. Wenatchee will host the Port Angeles Lefties tonight in the first of 3 games. Mitch Haythorne will start for the Apple Sox. Garrett Holpuch is scheduled to start for the Lefties. First pitch at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium is at 6:35. The West Coast League scoreboard. There's Wenatchee knocking off Kamloops. Bellingham won, so Bellingham still leads the WCL North by 1 game over Wenatchee. Bellingham beat the Bend Elks yesterday 4-3. Edmonton right behind. They're a game and a half back. They beat Kelowna 7-0. Nanaimo over Victoria. It was Marion over Cowlitz. Yakima Valley beat Ridgefield. Corvallis over Springfield. And look at that. The Portland Pickles actually lost a game. After winning their first 11 games of the year, the Walla Walla Sweets beat the Pickles 5-3 last night. And yes, we have Apple Sox baseball tonight. 6 o'clock airtime, 6:35 first pitch. Going to be a beautiful night at the ballpark. Always go to the ballpark if you can, but if you can't, you can always watch it right here on the NCWLIFE channel. It'll also be streaming on our homepage. It'll be in our YouTube page. It'll be in our Facebook page. In case you're curious, the Port Angeles Lefties are 2-7 on the year so far. They're in last place in the WCL North, 5.5 games back of Bellingham. The handsome and talented Eric Granstrom and the even more handsome, and if you can believe it, more talented Brandon Schmitten will have the call. Go Sox. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 26 minutes after the hour. The following obscure holidays are available for you to commemorate or celebrate. Today is it's Friday the 13th. Ooh, okay, for those of you who believe in that nonsense. International Axe Throwing Day. It's National Kitchen Klutches of America Day. Some people should just stay out of the kitchen. It's National Weed Your Garden Day. You would think that would be like not just once a year. National Sewing Machine Day. World Softball Day. It's International Rock Day. I'm not talking about the music. I'm talking about just rocks. But since it's the first Friday, the 13th of the year, it is always National Blame Somebody Else Day today. Regardless of what it is, I know it's an unusual holiday. This is the day where you do not take any responsibility for your actions. It's a day when you attribute your misfortune to bad luck and then shift the blame to anybody else except you. And since it's Friday the 13th, and we all know about bad luck superstitions in this country, we have some facts about bad luck in other countries and other cultures. In the Czech Republic, mixing beers is considered bad luck. In some Latin American cultures, it is unlucky to get married on a Tuesday. In parts of Europe, a sailor should never light a cigarette from a candle. That's considered bad luck. In Sweden, this is bizarre, in Sweden, placing your keys on a table is bad luck. In some Pennsylvania communities of German ancestry, basically the Amish and a few others, having a female visitor on New Year's Day is bad luck. And the most bizarre one of all, in Serbia, it is lucky to call a baby ugly, and it is unlucky in Serbia to call a baby cute. I don't know. The things I come across on the internet, and since it's on the internet, it must be true. So if something bad happens to you today or you screwed up, don't take responsibility, blame somebody else. It was that way when I got here. It's 28 minutes after the hour. Today in history. 77 years ago today, they were celebrating the 75th anniversary of the original Yankee Stadium, the 25th anniversary of the 1923 Yankees team, the first team to play at the stadium, the first team to win the World Championship. And they made it a special day for Babe Ruth, who made his final appearance at Yankee Stadium June 13th, 1948. The Yankees retired Babe Ruth's uniform number 3 during the ceremonies as they commemorated the 25th anniversary of Yankee Stadium. Here is a newsreel from June 13th, 1948.
Biggest cheers from 50,000 fans go to the immortal star himself, Babe Ruth. The Bambino is still the game's greatest showman, and nostalgia is thick in the vast stadium when he's greeted by another Yankee builder, Ed Barrow. Today, the Babe wears his old uniform for the last time. His famous number 3 will never be worn by another Yankee player, but will go to America's baseball shrine at Cooperstown, New York. Babe takes a cut for the cameraman. The familiar stance and swing that once made him the most fearsome slugger of them all. Yankee Stadium celebrates its birthday with one more salute to American baseball's greatest guy, Babe Ruth.
On this date 77 years ago, of course, less than 2 months later, the Babe would be dead of throat cancer at the age of 53. On this date 59 years ago today, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and may be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney present before and during questioning. And if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you at no cost to you by the courts. The Miranda ruling was handed down on this date 59 years ago today. From that point forward, and it's been upheld by the Supreme Court a couple of times since then, police must inform suspects of their Fifth Amendment rights before they are questioned. You always had the Fifth Amendment rights, and with this change, it said you have to be told that you have these rights before you are being questioned. That was on this date, 1966. Exactly 1 year later, in 1967, the President of the United States, Lyndon B. Johnson, nominates Solicitor General Thurgood Marshall to replace Thomas Clark, and to become the first black justice on the United States Supreme Court. That was June 13th, 1967. He wasn't confirmed by the Senate until October. There was some significant opposition in the Senate, especially among Southern senators, but he eventually got the job. That was on this date in 1967. Sunday, June 13th, 1971, if you sat down with your Sunday paper and your cup of coffee and you opened up the front page of the New York Times, the publication of the Pentagon Papers began. If you've ever seen the movie The Post, the really good movie about the Washington Post with Meryl Streep in the lead, that's about the Pentagon Papers. That was on a Sunday. By Tuesday, the federal judge issued an injunction against the New York Times, said you can't publish anymore. Then the Washington Post began publishing the papers. They were blocked by the courts. Eventually, about 15 papers got access to some of the Pentagon Papers, and finally the Supreme Court eventually voted 6-3 that was prior restraint, that the Times and the Post and any newspaper can publish the Pentagon Papers, and if the government doesn't like it, they can sue the papers. The Pentagon Papers landed on the doorstep June 13th, 1971. And 11 years after it was launched, 42 years ago today, Pioneer 10, which was launched in 1972, on this date in 1983, Pioneer 10 became the first man-made object to leave the central solar system. When it passes beyond the last planet in our solar system, Neptune, it's still out there. The last contact with Pioneer 10 was on January 23rd of 2003. Since then, the batteries for the communications equipment on the Pioneer 10 ran out, as batteries are apt to do. We have one birthday today. Before Paavo Nurmi, track and field meant essentially sprints and relays. That's what anybody paid attention to, sprints and relays. Long distance running wasn't really an important track and field event. That changed with Paavo Nurmi, the flying Finn, who single-handedly made long distance running a major international sport. Why? He was really good. He set 22 official world records at distances between 1,500 meters and 20 kilometers. He won 9 gold medals at the Olympics in 12 events. At his peak, he was undefeated for 121 races at distances from 800 meters on up, and throughout his entire career, he never lost a cross-country meet, and he never lost a race in the 10,000 meters. Paavo Nurmi, born in the state in 1897. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. Might be a good weekend to turn off your AC, give it a break, and then turn it back on again and make sure it works. You want to call Alpine Air. Mike Benight has got an opinion coming up, and then Jamie Howell, my good buddy Jamie Howell, talking about the goings-on this weekend in Leavenworth. There will be bicyclists galore. Jamie will give you the details when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
The Surf and Slide Water Park is open from Memorial Day through Labor Day. Surf and Slide is located in the heart of Central Washington in Moses Lake with activities for all ages and abilities. Check out Surf and Slide's Flow Rider Surfing Simulator, Lazy River, 2 200-foot water slides, tube slides, and diving boards. Our children's area includes a Treasure Island water structure, splash pad, and baby octopus slide. For season passes, visit us online or find Surf and Slide on Facebook.
Welcome to the summer of good. Good people, good taste, good vibes, and good, well, everything. When you're ready for some old-fashioned good, Abby's is your place. We've been celebrating summers around the P&W for over 60 years. At Abby's, good is a legendary tradition. Here's a good-looking pizza, guaranteed to bring some summer smiles. And right now, it's on sale, so it's good for your wallet too. This giant is loaded with toppings and can feed up to 6 people. Order at abbys.com. Give us a call or just drop by. It's the summer of good, only at Abby's Legendary Pizza.
Hi, I'm Shelby. I'm the marketing coordinator here at Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Today, our pet of the week is Sparrow. Sparrow is a male 9-year-old tabby. He originally came to us with his brother, and his brother was the more confident one of the two, and so that helped him settle into the shelter environment. But then soon after, his brother was adopted, so now it's Sparrow's turn to find his forever home. Sparrow is an extremely affectionate guy. He loves his head scratches, as you can see. Oh yes, he loves cat grass. He loves pets. He likes to play sometimes. Ooh, there you go, honey. Bonk. He's a very easygoing, chill guy. He already has a history of living at homes with other cats. I don't believe we have info on how he is with dogs in home, but if you do it nice and slow, I'm sure that they can learn to love each other. Sparrow likes to spend a lot of time just hanging out. He'd be just a great lap cat. He's very easy to get along with. Overall, I think Sparrow would make an amazing family cat. Since Sparrow has had his brother been adopted, he was really shy and fearful because of that, because he's 9. He grew up with his brother his whole life. So it took him a while to decompress and get used to just all the sights and people and noises that the shelter has, but he's really settled in really well. He has great kennel presence, so people who come by, he's always ready and happy to say hello. He's very eager to greet everybody and give them kisses and hugs. Also, Sparrow's adoption fee has been covered by a donor, so he really is truly take-home ready. If you want to meet Sparrow, we are closed on Wednesdays, but you can come by Thursday through Tuesday. We are open 12:30 to 6 p.m. Sparrow would love to meet you and probably get in some pets while he's at it.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now consider this. If you're a white person like me and not a member of the Mayflower Society, you have to realize that virtually every black person and every Native American in this country has a longer history of being an American than you and I have. Actually, this longevity applies to many of our Hispanic citizens as well. However, the current administration, in their dismantling of the ideals of equity, diversity, and inclusion, is actively working to deny non-white citizens the recognition and acceptance they deserve. Now, if my research is correct, all this being done by someone whose paternal ancestor, Friedrich Trump, didn't immigrate to the United States until 1885. Friedrich's wife, Elizabeth Christ, didn't get here until 1902. Huh. I wonder if they got here legally. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
Welcome to the Gilded Lily home, where something extraordinary is waiting for you. The Gilded Lily offers a unique collection of hand-selected, carefully curated items to help you celebrate all of life's special moments. From the budding chef to the home decorator to that very special occasion, there is an abundance of delightful gifts waiting for you. The Gilded Lily home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items to brighten any area of your home.
Ah, the joys of sitting in traffic, burning gas, donating your paycheck to parking enforcement. Or you could join us this June for Ride Transit Month. On Link, you ride for free, anytime, anywhere. Plus, Link's electric buses run on clean local hydropower. Thanks, Columbia River. So while you're saving some cash, you're also saving a planet. So hop on board Link for Ride Transit Month. Stress-free, wallet-friendly, eco-smart.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers. Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Welcome back to the program. Your weekend plans have just been made by tuning into this very show, because you're going to be heading up to the Bavarian village of Leavenworth Friday night for some partying and then bike racing on Saturday and Sunday. It is back after a little hiatus, rebranded. For me, the best part is beer garden. And if there's a beer garden and a party, Jamie Howell is going to be a part of it. He is in charge. He is the festival director of the Leavenworth Bike Fest 2025. Hello, my friend.
Hello, how you doing this morning?
Good to see you.
Looking good.
Thank you. He pays attention. First of all, Ace Bollinger was going to join us. Ace is busy. He's the race director.
That's right. Yeah, this would not happen without a race director, because there's a lot to setting up courses for mountain bike racing and gravel racing now as well. So he's out there actually getting signs for the roads and the courses right now.
So this festival was around for a while, and then it kind of talk about the history and why it went away for a while, and now it's back bigger and better than ever.
Well,
talk about that.
It used to run every year as Bavarian Bike and Brews, and it was a mountain bike race. It ran out of the Gibbs Ranch up there, and they biked Front Canyon. People loved it. A lot of music and beer and biking. It was a ton of fun. Like so many things, it went away during COVID. Actually, I last ran 2018. Didn't run 2019 for some reason, but they were going to run it 2020 and got shut down, just like so many of us. And so it hasn't run since then. And then the idea came up to, let's bring it back, but we kind of came up with a Bike and Brews 2.0 concept. So now it's bigger, it's a Leavenworth Bike Fest. So Bike and Brews is still there as the mountain bike race. Bike and Juice is still there as the kids mountain bike race. But we've added Schotterfest, which is the gravel race. That actually means gravel party in German. So I'm sure.
Is this bringing in some top flight talent, cyclists, pros, the good ones?
We're going to see some real pros this weekend because, fortunately, all these courses were designed by Cole Patton, who grew up right in Kashmir, son of the Patton family, Arlberg Sports.
He knows the route.
He knows. Yeah, he grew up training on these trails. So he designed all the courses, and he's also bringing some pretty competitive riders out here to race with him. I'm not sure why, because he could just take home the money himself, but he's not. There's some really top level riders coming out to do these races, and it'll be impressive. This will be the first time a race course has gone down ribbed, which is one of the trails up on the mountain bike network up there at Ski Hill, and the gravel course is brand new. Nobody's ever done it.
Talk about the gravel courses. I mean, a lot of outdoor enthusiasts, bikers love the gravel courses. There's special bikes, big fat tires, different kind of a setup. You decided to bring that in.
It's the fastest growing sector in cycle racing right now, and so that's what Cole does primarily, is gravel racer, and these are long races. I mean, there's 3 distances for all the races. So there's kind of an easy, and intermediate, and a hard, right? We actually called schooner, pounder, and growler appropriately. So the growler course is about 76 miles with about 9,000 feet of climb.
And that's the course that's on the gravel.
That's the gravel course.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is up and around these mountains here. It'll be a lot of hard work, but that's what they come to do.
So are you going to have spotters scattered around that 76-mile course just to make sure everybody's staying hydrated and okay, and flat tires and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, there's feed zones and aid stations. And there lots of signage. That's what they're doing today. It's like making sure all those courses are marked, and but it's all set up. It's ready for them to give it a try.
So for those folks who just want to watch racing, raising my hand, all the races except one begins and ends at the Leavenworth Ski Hill in that whole party area.
That's right. There'll be a big start-finish line right there in the basin at Ski Hill. We'll have a big stage, so we'll be announcing the races and live music all 3 days. Well, Sunday there'll be a DJ in the afternoon, giving awards off that stage as well. So there's we've actually put together a $24,000 prize purse that these pros are racing for.
Where's that money coming from?
Well, we've been raising it, and sponsors, great sponsors, like Giant Bicycles come in to sponsor the gravel race. That's who Cole Patton actually rides for them on their pro team. We've got Craft is sponsoring
your company.
Your company.
Well,
my company's there. Yeah, we'll be
Bicycle Brewing, a big part of it.
That's their Finish Line Beer Garden. Exactly. So a lot of community partnership to make this thing happen. As you know, the first year of any event is kind of the even though this is a rebrand of an existing event. It's a first-year build, really, for all this. So that's the hardest year. There's a lot of moving parts, but it's coming together because of all these people.
Friday night is the party, and by that I mean beer garden, registration, general frivolity. That's Friday night.
That's exactly right. Kind of warm up, come check out the area. We've got young Cade Gatens playing some acoustic guitar there, and then we've got Gavin McLaughlin playing music as a duo. Beer garden will be open, and people will be picking up their packets and checking the place out. That's from 5 to 9 on Friday.
And then all day Saturday.
Racing starts in earnest on Saturday. So
does Ernest know about this?
Don't have to call me Shirley.
I want to focus on a couple of races specifically. The kids race is back. There's 2 things about this kids race I want to mention. Yep. It's just $35, and your kid can register. There's 2 age divisions, 8 and 9, and then 10.
Yeah, U10 and U14.
U10 and U14.
Basically 8 years old to 14 years old for the kids.
So the younger kids do 1 lap, and the older kids do 2 laps.
Exactly. Okay. And there's boys and girls divisions, and so and prizes. They'll get medals on stage when they win, and it should be a lot of fun.
Where did you come up with the free back helmets? I mean, where are those coming from?
That's been a piece of what Wenatchee Valley Velo has done with Tour de Bloom for many years already. So we're fortunate that Weinstein Beverage helped fund all the helmets. We're giving away 450 free helmets to kids at this event. So that's Sunday from 11 to 2. They can literally just show up, and there'll be a free bike helmet for the kids.
Can you register? It's $35 for the kids. Can you register on site, or do you need to go to the website and get registered in advance?
Preferably on the website. It's a little bit more expensive if you do day of. So best plan is to do it right now online.
Okay, and the kids have a ball.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see those kids race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think sometimes is it the kids who do just the kid race? You planting that seed that said, "This is fun. I like competing, but I like and I want to maybe do this when I get to an older age."
That is absolutely the goal, right? We want to encourage kids to get out and be active, and we have these incredible mountain biking facilities available to us here in the Northwest and right here in Leavenworth. So yeah, to get those kids out and riding and then watch the pros do their thing, right afterwards, and it's pretty inspiring actually even for guys like you and me. But for the kids, they've got a shot at it.
That's Jamie's way of saying "old fart" is what that is. As I mentioned before, all the races, with one exception, begin and end at the Leavenworth Ski Hill. So if you just want to come and watch them go, and then sit back and drink a cold one, listen to some music, the weather is going to be perfect. This weekend. Then that's all the activities at the Leavenworth Ski Hill, right in that hub there. There's one exception, and that's the big road race, and that's up in Plain.
So if you know Colin Brine from Ted Driven, they are coordinating the Alpen Tour de Flus, which is road rides, not a race, but literally a metric century ride. So that's about 62 miles, so 100 kilometers.
All of it on pavement.
Yeah. So it's road riding along these gorgeous river routes. It starts at Plain Cellars and ends at Plain Cellars. So, and there are 2 distances of that, and the same with all the races. There are multiple distances. So there are the pro distances, and then there's some easier distances for those of us who just want to get out there and ride or compete at a lower level.
And for the first time, the road race out in Plain, you're actually going to do both sides of Lake Wenatchee. You're going to go up the South Shore as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
about 3/4 of the way up there before you turn around.
Well, Colin does a great job with putting these courses together, so I'm excited to see how that goes as well. So like I said, you could come out. Do you ride a mountain bike? I mean, there's a short course. You could come out and get on it. I mean, why not give it a try?
Is there a driving leg? Can I do a driving thing? Does that?
Or maybe you just come out and hang out with me in the beer garden.
How many hours have you and Ace put into this thing? I mean, I know Ace is in charge of the race scene, and you're in charge of everything else, which in and of itself is a massive time consumer. No volunteers and no people.
Tons of volunteers. Tons of volunteers will be helping make this happen. I mean, the beer garden staffed by volunteers. The course is staffed by volunteers. I mean, there's got to be course marshals and people driving motorcycles and medical personnel, and they're all volunteering. So it takes a massive community effort to get this thing together.
I was going to ask Ace, but he couldn't be here. Ace, of course, is the race director for the Tour de Bloom, the Apple Blossom event. Wow. Again, I mean, this is starting to get up to the Grand Parade level of excitement and bringing people in from all over north central Washington. You got the parade, you got the carnival, you got all 3 parades, and the food fair and the entertainment. But now people are coming out of their way to come during the second weekend of the Apple Blossom Festival just for Tour de Bloom.
That's right. Tour de Bloom has become the second largest stage race in North America, and only the second UCI sanctioned race in North America. It really is incredibly successful, and it's because of that team and their experience and knowledge in bike racing and putting on bike events that I'm comfortable doing this race in Leavenworth, because we've got all those people to rely on, right? Who really know how to put together a course and keep it safe, which is critical, right?
What's it like working with people who know what they're doing?
It's nice for a change.
Is it pretty cool?
Now I'm making somebody mad. I'm in here with you this morning. Right?
No, yeah, really. Everything we're talking about is LeavenworthBikeFest.com. LeavenworthBikeFest.com. It's a great site because Jamie put it together. It's got everything you need to know, prices and everything like that. Beer garden's only $20. That gets you a token too, right?
In fact, the beer garden's free. There's a $20 fast pass that'll get you around the lines.
Right.
But yeah, you can just come on in and grab a beer. And it all supports trails and trail building at Leavenworth Ski Hill.
Kudos to Icicle Brewing, by the way. I need to mention that. Their Dirty Face Ale is so good. It's my favorite beer. I wish I made more money so I could afford it, but I really like that beer.
They keep making some incredible beers up there. I'm still, every time I go up there, I'm still a Bootjack fan. The OG Bootjack IPA is my favorite. But they've come out with some incredible stuff. I had a purple beer up there the other day that you should really try. It's like a milkshake IPA.
I saw that at the Plaza.
Give it a try.
Okay.
It's pretty incredible.
Okay.
They're going to have 8 different beers on tap in the beer garden for us this year, so I'm pretty excited about that. And they've been huge supporters of the event too.
Again, it's all at leavenworthbikefest.com. It's Friday night is the party. Check in and all that good stuff. Racing all day Saturday, racing Sunday morning till about early Sunday afternoon, and they hand out all the prizes so everybody can get going and get to where they need to go. So it's all timed out really well.
That's right. We'll have awards around 2:33 on Sunday, and that's the big gravel race day. So we're excited to see who wins that as well. And there's a king of the fest and a queen of the fest that the pros are going for. So the one who wins the fastest times in gravel and mountain biking gets the queen or the king of the fest.
Which consists of what? What do they get?
Well, they get a lovely giant mug, a wooden stein. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any Howl at the Moon stuff while I have you here? Any projects you can talk about?
Well, this is one of them. I count this as a Howl at the Moon project. We'll be up there, shooting video and taking pictures, for next year, so we can promote this properly. And we've got a lot of work still up in Leavenworth. We're launching a really exciting 360 tour of Leavenworth in the next month or so. So that's a big one. It's keeping me really busy outside of Bike Fest.
When that rolls out, can you come back and do the show?
I would love to.
I'd love to, because you've been talking about this with me for a couple of months now, and
and we've been working on it for a couple of years. So
it really piques my curiosity.
I can't love to share it with you. Yeah.
So this is cool, groundbreaking stuff.
Yeah, it's new. It's something very new. So
really. Before you go, can you do me a favor? Can you autograph this for me?
Oh, well, sure.
That would be great. That's Pedal Driven, the movie from 2011.
I haven't seen this in a while.
Yeah, can you Dan, you're a wonderful human being. I owe my career to you. Something along those lines.
For me to write all the, my kind thoughts here.
Yeah, well, we don't have to. This is an hour-long show, Jamie, and people are already beginning to tune out. Dan, you're
hoot.
Okay. Thank you, Gene. That's good. Cool. Thank you very much.
We're going to have to do that with a different
I actually watched this again the other day. If you've never seen Pedal Driven, by the way, it's well worth it. It won awards, and not because somebody wrote them a check.
As it turns out, these courses are going on some of the trails that were legalized as a result of the work that was done during that documentary.
Jamie Howell from Howl at the Moon Productions. Again, the Leavenworth Bike Fest is this weekend. Party Friday night, racing Saturday, racing Sunday. Oh, one more question before I forget. Ski Hill, only about 100 parking spots. You don't want to park on the neighborhood roads.
That's right. You can park on the west side.
Parking real quick.
West side, thank you. West side of Titus Road you can park on, but you don't want people parking on Ski Hill Drive. We do have overflow parking at Alpine Elementary and Icicle River Middle School.
There you go.
So those are the spots to look for.
And the weather's going to be perfect. Jamie, good to see you, my friend.
Absolutely.
Say hi to Ace for me, all right?
I will. We hope to see you up there.
Absolutely. You're watching Mike up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back. It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. The 2025 Wenatchee Pride Festival will be held on Saturday, June 21st at Memorial Park. It's an all-day party and everyone is invited to celebrate equality and inclusivity. There'll be lots of vendors with items for sale and swag, food booths galore, live performances, a youth activity area, and the return of the ever-popular Queer Garden. More information is available at wenatcheepride.org.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Temperature working its way up slowly, methodically. It was 59 when the show started. We're up to 61, and we are in for just a gorgeous stretch of weather. We hit 84 yesterday, but we did have some significant cloud cover. That is not going to be the case at all into the forecast period. Of course, it is Father's Day on Sunday, and you could not have asked for better weather. If you'd like sunshine, a nice light wind, and temperatures right around 80 to 85 degrees. I'm glad Mother Nature worked this out, because when we taped the interview with Jamie, I promised him nice weather, and luckily my promises will come true for the Leavenworth Bike Fest. The only thing that really is out there that might tweak you a little bit is the wind. It's going to be a little breezy today, right around 15 miles an hour. The wind will be out of the northwest, 50 miles an hour today and into tonight, as the very last push of marine air kind of sneaks through some of the gaps in the Cascades. So Wenatchee a little breezy, Ellensburg a little breezy, Waterville Plateau and out in the Columbia Basin, not windy, just breezy, but there's nothing really wrong with that. And then very little wind at all. Coming up over the weekend, relative humidity is going to be a little bit higher than normal because of the marine air that's moving in. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. There's a ton of stuff to do this weekend, and if it's outdoor related, go get them. It's going to be perfect. Here it is, your forecast from the National Weather Service. Right around 78, 79 today, just a little cooler than yesterday. Of course, we're off to a cooler start, so it's going to take us a little while to get going. Days are very long, 15 hours and 55 minutes of daylight today. Just a little bit of a wind, really not too much today and tonight. Saturday, winds pretty much non-existent. We'll top off at about 80 degrees. A few degrees warmer on Father's Day Sunday, just about perfect. Monday looks great. Tuesday looks great. Wednesday looks great. Thursday looks great. Of course, Friday is the summer solstice, the first day of summer, and it's going to be really nice indeed. Enjoy. Have a good weekend. Start next week with us. Until then, bye-bye.